Welcome to this Tonic Trouble speedrun commentary for the this is a Nintendo 64 game. My name is Osukarui. I've been running this game for about 2 years now, and yeah, I've found a bunch of strats and glitches and stuff that I would really just like to explain and kind of I recently just achieved this new record, which is sub 1.5 hour. I kind of got that milestone, so I just want to make this commentary and kind of explain the run. So the run is starting right now, and we start with this ski slope level where we just have to slide through. And I guess I have to start by explaining these antidotes. So you need to collect 160 antidotes throughout the whole game, and there are a total of 180, so you can only miss 20 of them. The antidotes are the stuff I just collected right there. It's this yellow and purple swirly thing. So okay, for ski slope I just very recently discovered this new strat, which is happening right now. Which I go up here, slow down a lot by grinding into the wall, and then I can collect both of these. Normally you'd have to do this in 2 runs. First collect the upper one and then the lower one. But okay, and then we collect this one and keep on going, and you basically can't really make any mistake because the time limit here is very limited. You see the timer there, it says 1 minute and 35 seconds. So if we beat the level, oh, here's another strat. We grind into this wall and get this antidote in this one. So by doing all this, and what was I saying? Yeah, you have to beat the level in under 135 to get 5 antidotes. So we have to get all of these 13 we just got, and make it within this 135. I got 133.51, which is pretty good. My record is 133.08. So I just got 5 antidotes there, and that brings us to 18 total for ski slope. We used to do it. So we used to do this 2 times and collect 20 antidotes during 2 runs, but it's faster to just get 18 here and then collect another 2 elsewhere in the game, because it takes 2 minutes to go through the ski slope again, so it's better to just collect others, and that saves around 45 seconds, so it's a pretty big time save. Okay, so now we head down here into the next level, which is Doc's Cave. Now, Doc's Cave is it's how to describe it. It's kind of a messy level. It's so the platforming in this level is very strange and very awkward and just kind of messy. So my theory is that this game was, I think it was originally designed for the PC, and in the PC version, Eddd. So yeah, the name of your character is Eddd. So in the PC version, Eddd can jump slightly higher, and just having that slightly higher jump really makes all the platforming a lot less awkward. But in this game, because the jump is slightly lower, we are always landing on ledges, and we have to you'll see it in this next section. You're always landing on ledges and kind of have to jump on the ledges. You never quite make it the whole way. So here you're meant to grab this thing, but it's also just spam A and get it. It's also very important to make that rock cycle, to make it before that rock there. Okay, and then we just continue here, and you can see how awkward all the ledges are. You always landing on ledges, and you just have to spam A and hope he gets up quickly. Here, by going up against the right wall, you can, and jumping over like a trigger, you can skip like a little victory dance that Eddd does. And we'll be skipping a few of those throughout the run. Yeah, so Eddd makes these victory dances each time you get all 20 antidotes in a level, each time you collect all items in a level, and each time he gets a health upgrade. And then there are just certain areas where he does this health, where he does this victory dance. So yeah, now we are Super Eddd. Sometimes we have to turn into this muscle guy called Super Eddd. Here we just have to finish this puzzle. Nothing. There are a bunch of these puzzles throughout the game, which I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, so... But you kind of just have to finish this. Make this guy shoot the target 3 times and then he will die. So then we continue through here. Yeah, here it really doesn't, you don't have to go through this area super fast, because there's a certain cycle that at least I've never been able to get. So like if you see, I always have to stop because of this torch. So it doesn't matter if you go a little bit slowly at the first section there. So then we get this cutscene. This is basically the boss of the level, Robo Suitcase. So you can see more awkward platforming, landing on ledges. And again, here's a little victory dance cutscene skip that we did by going to the right and jumping over it. Now here's a pretty cool strat that actually Red Jinjo discovered. So you can land on this section of the platform, it'll go slightly faster. And then we have to go at certain sections, we have to jump off the platform and grab the ledge and keep hanging off the ledge, just like that. But for some reason this will make the platform go a lot faster through, yeah, like this section. So it's actually going very fast right now. Normally if we were standing on the platform it would be going super slow. So now we climb back up here, and then we have to do it once more over here. And this is actually pretty tricky, I think. And if you fail this and actually land in the lava, it loses a lot of time. So most of the times when I fail this, it's just I reset. Went a little early off there, just barely made it. So yeah, like the previous strat I was mentioning called the Dog's Cave Fast Auto Scroller. That's credits to Red Jinjo. And yeah, Red Jinjo is the previous world record holder. He was the one who had the world record when I started running the game. And he has a few strats that he discovered. So those are, oh yeah, this fight, that was a very clean fight actually, and this fight can get quite messy quite easily, because this Robo Suitcase thing, it's really quite slippery. It will always run away from you, and it tends to just run directions you don't want it to go to, and you can easily lose a few seconds to this fight. But that was very clean. So yeah, now we rescue the dog, and we're actually going to do a little, by spamming A right now, Eddd will jump and skip a little dialogue with the dog. And that's the only place in the game where we can actually do that. We can't do that anywhere else. And now we just move right on to the next level, which is Vegetable HQ. Or actually, yeah, actually we have to collect one antidote here first. Now, this is something I discovered. You can jump down here, a pretty precise jump, and like you're meant to fly down here when you get the flying ability, but as you can see, it's actually just possible to jump down there. So yeah, and then we just death warp back up, hit this, get hurt right here. Now, okay, there was a reason I got hurt there, and so yeah, there we just entered the next level. And now I want to be losing health, because I'm gonna do a death warp a little bit later on. And I actually made a huge mistake during all of this. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. But yeah, optimally you want to be losing health at this point. So, like, I go in here and I want this guy to hit me, but actually it didn't hit me, I didn't get hurt, but so I just continued. And then I have to push this button and he will burn. Then he will release the tomato. And then you hit the tomato and the tomato starts rolling. And then at a specific time you start running and the tomato will hit him and bam. Now, I miscalculated my thermometer thing. Yeah, I haven't explained thermometers. So so I just got an extra, so my maximum health just increased right there. And I did not want that to happen, because my energy, or my health just filled up. And I really want to be losing health at this point, so that was very unfortunate. Normally so each 10 thermometers you collect, you get a health upgrade, like yeah, one more health. So like I thought I had routed out the game so I wouldn't get an upgrade there, but I don't. I'll actually have to look into that again to see what went wrong. I must have collected one extra thermometer somewhere. So yeah, we're actually losing a lot of time here, because optimally you just want to jump down here, hit one of these carrots and die right away. But now we have to lose a lot of health, a lot of seconds. So yeah, as you can see, it took quite a lot of time to die down there. So that was a pretty big mistake. But you can actually see on my splits there, I made like my PB and my best time. There's around what 45 seconds in between. So, or like yeah, 43 seconds. So there's already a lot of time loss here in my PB. So it's not too bad. We will still be ahead. So here we want to write this thing. Just playing the level normally right now. Jump here. So now we're collecting these springs for the dock. Yeah. So basically the game is set up. There are 6 levels with all of them have 6 items in it. And you have to collect the 6 items and then bring them to the dock. And then you basically get an ability which can makes you so you can basically enter the next level. So now we're collecting 6 springs. Okay, then we move on to this platform again. Move on to the next section. Yeah, then we have to collect all of these antidotes. This is just basic platforming, really. Jump back up here. Continue. Now we're actually going to see a pretty cool strat, which I discovered very recently, called carrot skip. Now, normally we would get this antidote and the next one and jump down into this hole. That was the old way. That's the way it's intended. But we're not going to do that, because down there you have to kill these carrots, and it's just perfect RNG. You just have to push a button and hope they die with some fire spinny thing. But instead, if we grab this latch, climb up and jump at the right moment, we can actually jump up here, go in here and collect the spring. This is pretty precise, but yeah, really a pretty cool skip. And it saves, I think it saves around 13 seconds over just perfect RNG. So like even it saves time even over perfect carrot RNG. But yeah, I often fail this. Like it's very hard to grab the ledge. Often Eddd will just walk right off the ledge and die. That it's probably around a 20-second time loss. So yeah, that was a decent vegetable HQ. Yeah, there was that death warp mistake. It's costed us quite a lot of time, but so you can actually see now I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, around 12 seconds over my gold. So we probably lost around 10 seconds to that carrot. The death warp. Okay, now we basically got a new ability, which is the blowpipe, and that allows us to do some pretty glitchy stuff actually. So we can have the blowpipe in two ways. There's this first-person view, which we can use like this, where we shoot in first person, and then you can also just take out the blowpipe and just walk around with it. And it just so happens that while Eddd is holding the blowpipe and walking, he can walk up very steep slopes, and that actually allows us to get out of bounds and stuff a little bit later in the game. And it allows us to do the sequence break, which is coming up just after this training level. So yeah, this is like the first glitch I found in the game, and it was actually I saw this in the PC version of the game. So in the PC version they had this moon jump thing at the time. So okay, yeah, we go here, grab this latch, go up, and then we back up until his shadow disappears. Then we take out the blowpipe, go into first person view, find the specific way to aim, and then just push forward and he'll walk up. And we're not supposed to enter this level at this point in time. So now, by jumping down here, Eddd will automatically start flying. And this just gave us the flying ability, even though we're not really supposed to have it in the game at this point. So, okay, then we finish this flying level basically. Okay, yeah, so I collect this without landing. That was pretty nice. And yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I was talking about the PC version. So at the time I started speedrunning this game, the world record for the PC version had this moon jump, which allowed, like, you could mess with the resolution, and Eddd would he'd be able to jump super high, and so he could basically just jump up into that that steep hill we walked up with the blowpipe, he could just jump up there. And when I saw that, when I watched the PC run and I saw that, I thought like, shit, if we could do that on a Nintendo 64, like that would be epic. So I actually started looking for that and just trying to find ways to get up there. And I found a way to get out of bounds and was really looking for a way to get up there out of bounds, and found a bunch of glitches just through searching for that. But then I managed to find this blowpipe way of getting up there. So that was really the first glitch I discovered, and it's the biggest time save I've discovered. It actually saves, I think it saves around 7 minutes in total. So that's a huge time save. And you'll see you'll see it later why it saves so much time. It's actually in the next level that it saves so much time. But okay, yeah, a bit about this current level. There are no real speedrunning strats or glitches or anything I have in this level, but basically flying in this game is very movement intensive. So I think, yeah, like this game doesn't have a lot of movement optimization kind of. Of course there is stuff to be optimized, and there's probably still stuff I haven't found in movement optimization, but I don't think there's a lot, because basically you're just running and there aren't a lot of options really for movement. But flying, however, does require a lot of skill, and you can fly fast and slow, and that really, there's a lot of movement involved in that. So this flying level, this is called Canyon. This Canyon flying level is actually very movement intensive. So yeah, this is so even though it doesn't have any like speedrunning strats per se, it's just a very movement and skill intensive level. So that's fun. I like this level. So yeah, basically just everything to do with flying tends to be pretty movement and skill intensive. But yeah, we basically just have to go through this level, collect the 6 there's these jumping stones, the one I'm collecting right now, and we collect 15 antidotes. You actually need to, in order to collect 20 antidotes, you need to finish the level a second time, and that takes a lot of time, and we don't want to do that. So now we just finished this canyon level. Now you can see we have the flying ability. We gained the flying ability by entering the level early. So now we can continue into the next level, which is North Plain, which normally you should have done before Canyon. And the reason this saves so much time is now we can just fly through North Plain. We just fly through that level. When normally that level is just like an auto-scroller. You're really standing on platforms a lot. These platforms will have to bring you to the next section and so on. But yeah, we can just fly through the whole level basically, which is very nice. And not only can we fly through the level, we can also collect all 20 antidotes, when I think you could only collect 16 if you don't have the flying ability. So here I'm doing something called like C-tap flying. Yeah, I think that's what we call it, C-tap flying. So by flying and basically mashing the C button, or the button below the controller. Don't know if I'm pronouncing this letter right, but so yeah, if you mash that, like Eddd will go forward very slowly, but he'll keep his height relatively well while flying. So we use that also quite a lot, this C-tap flying thing. No, okay, sorry, I actually said something wrong before. It's actually, if you don't have the flying ability, you can only collect 14 antidotes, not 16. So not only can we go through the level faster, we can collect 6 extra antidotes, which saves a lot of time. So here, this is actually kind of hard getting through here without landing on the wall. You can see I land on the wall there. So all of this, what I'm doing, now I'm just flying through this. Normally I would have to wait for platforms and stand on them and go super slowly through them. So now we're collecting these propellers, the thing I just collected there. And yeah, we have to do this platforming section, or this auto-scroller section. I have to, in order to collect these antidotes. So then I start flying here, and I do this, what I call C-tap flying. So now I can keep my height relatively well and control it a lot more precisely. And then I move in between these platforms also by C-tap flying. You can see I can keep my height very well while I'm doing that. And so yeah, by tapping the C button you can do the C-tap flying, but you can also just hold in the C button, and then he will then you will drift, then you will lose height quite fast, but you will drift very slowly forward. And I actually used that quite a lot before entering these whirlwinds to gain height, because if you enter them very slowly, you will always reach top of the whirlwind, but if you go into the whirlwind very fast, you might not reach the top. So I'm actually about to do a pretty cool glitch right now. So now I hold in the C button, so he drifts very slowly into it, so I can reach the top of the whirlwind. So I can then reach this platform, and now I pull out my glow pipe, and I start walking up this wall. And you can see I can walk up this very steep wall. And now I'm going to go out of bounds, and now something very strange happens. So if you start flying out of bounds and then let go of that flight while out of bounds, Edds will disappear. But also the collision with every wall will also disappear. So now I just collected this propeller in here by flying basically through the castle. And there he is again. I can actually still fly through stuff until I let go of my flight, which I did right there. So yeah, that was a pretty cool glitch I discovered. And we'll actually use this once more in the run. This going out of bounds, flying, let go of the flight, making all the walls lose their collision, and collect stuff. So, but this is also, yeah, this is pretty hard, that trick I did, because you can't see Eddd. It's very hard to actually see if you're hitting the propeller or not. So it's pretty hard to perform. And what I actually do is something Red Jinjo thought of, which was I put a piece of tape to the screen. So what I just did there, I flew into this area, which actually made the camera behave normally. Because like regularly when I go through this section, the camera is a mess. But for some reason I was able to get the camera to act normally, so that was pretty nice. Okay, so I kill this guard up here because he can troll you quite a lot. So, because if he shoots you during this section, so basically if you get shot while holding the C button, you'll start flying forward again. and that makes it so you maybe don't get enough height to reach this part, and yeah, it can get very messy if you don't kill that guard right there. So yeah, like you can see, this run is by no means perfect. Like you see, I just walked into that bomb, and there's a bunch of small mistakes I've been making. I've been grabbing lances I shouldn't be grabbing, and just it's not perfectly optimized. And like this record of mine now is by no means optimized. There's still one huge mistake in the run, which we'll see later. So yeah, I really, the reason I'm making this is so, yeah, I should have flown down to this platform. This was kind of slow. But yeah, so the reason I'm making this is really just to introduce this to hopefully some other future runners, because what I'd really like to see now, since I've discovered so many glitches and so many strats and rerouted all the antidotes, and I'd like to see other future runners lower this time. So here, it's possible to go past this thing without dying, but so this was a time loss also. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, I would really like to see a really good gamer just get a really good time in this, because I don't know, I'm not a really good gamer, and I like make a lot of mistakes during my runs. So and I don't really have it in me to really grind for a really optimized time, but yeah, I really hope to see somebody really take this time down a lot in the future. So okay, now we return to Doc to bring him the stuff we have. So now we bring in the 6 propellers that we collected in North Plane. And now we go through flight training, because now we're actually learning how to fly, even though we've been flying, because we got early canyon. But so now we have to go through this flight training thing, and this is also very skill intensive. So this is also a section I really like. There's no real skips or speedrunning strats really. It's just you just have to fly really fast and really in an optimized way in order for this split to be fast, which is a lot of fun. And I make a bit of a mistake here. I lose my height, so I have to return here, get height, and enter this one again. Actually, if I remember correctly, this was a gold split, so yeah, this split could be, this gold could be brought down even more, since I'm making this mistake. So yeah, that was the first section of the flight training, and then we have to go to this, fly through these rings. And yeah, I did it pretty cleanly in this run. It can be pretty messy. If you hit the edge of the rings, you lose your speed and kind of have to realign yourself, but this worked out pretty well. And then there's one more section to the flight training, and that one can get very messy very easily. So you have to shoot these sheep, flying sheep, and I have like a strat. I start with this ankle to kill the first one right here, and optimally I would kill the next one, and I would kill these two in one swoop, and then I kill this one, and now I have to go back for this one, and then I can land. So this also could have been slightly faster. But it's basically, this can be very messy if you just miss one. Sometimes it just, I don't know, it's like they evade you so much. But okay, so now we give him the stones we actually collected in the canyon, because we already collected them. So now he gives us another ability right away, because we did this sequence break before, and now we can swim underwater, which you can see I'm doing right now. Now actually still I haven't timed the speed difference between swimming underwater and running. I think it's very similar. I actually haven't timed which is faster. Okay, so now we're moving on to the, like, could call it the water level or the ice level for this game. And this, yeah, the next, this, so it's called Glacier Cocktail, the next level, and that's probably the hardest split in the game. And actually, yeah, my biggest mistake in the game is in that split. So yeah, you can actually see just in a moment now. So you can see, yeah, I enter here and I get a gold. So, and my flight training was not perfect, so this can still be brought down by a few seconds. Anyway, so yeah, you can see, if you look at the time on the splits, my PP time and my best time, there is like, how much, like 1.5 minutes I lost here in my PP. So, yeah, it's very easy to lose time here, because there are two tricks here that are very difficult to perform. Now I'm actually about to do a thing called ballerina skip. So you can see I shoot this guard a few times, and he flies up there, and then there are these dancing guys there in front, ballerinas. Now normally you would turn into Super Eddd and like throw that rock over there, like slam the rock against them, but we can fly over here, collect this antidote, and fly to the other side with C-tap flying. And then with the blowpipe walking, we can walk up this steep slope and continue. Now actually, this is slightly slower than the like if you were to do the Super Eddd version and do that very well, like very optimally, that would be like, I think it's around 5 seconds faster. But this is just more consistent. This ballerina skip, it's just, the other version is just kind of difficult and it's easy to lose a lot of time. So I want to go for this ballerina skip just to have a consistent time. But if anybody wanted to go for like a super optimized record or like a PP for this game, you should do the intended way and actually kill the ballerinas with a stone. Okay, now we continue to the next section, and here is a kind of, yeah, also a pretty cool skip or glitch I discovered called water level skip. Now there's a way to get out of bounds by jumping up against certain walls. Like sometimes Eddd will partially clip through if you swim up against them and jump. And then you need another jump up against the wall to clip him slightly further through. Then you can dive and resurface, and that resurfacing animation will get Eddd out of bounds. So okay, you can see I'm about to do this right here. Actually, yeah, so this is where I make my biggest mistake in the run. So I have to jump at a very specific point, right there. Now I see you can clip partially through. I need to jump once more, then I clip a little bit more, and I dive, resurface, and then I can get out of bounds. So now I'm out of bounds, and I can swim under the level, and back into the level, but inside this pillar. And then I can climb to the top of the pillar with very precise jumps. And this is just very difficult and just a kind of RNG. I don't have a lot of control over this. So for some reason I got like pushed back there and I fell. And I have to do the whole thing over again. So this is definitely my biggest time loss in the run. This is probably like 30-40 seconds or something. But okay, now we can see it again. So, get out of bounds. Dive. Go into the pillar. And then jump up. So you have to jump and land on the slanting thing and jump again. And make him grab the top of the thing and climb up. So, and then I'm up. And now I can just jump up here. And now we just skipped a bunch of puzzles where you turn into Super Eddd, push a button, and then you have to kill this, lure a guard into a specific place, and what do you do? Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff you have to do. So, and I think if I would have done this optimally, like this skip saves around 30 seconds. So I didn't really gain any time there. So okay, now I have to collect some stuff, it's still there. Go collect this feather, so now I'm collecting feathers for the dock. Swim here, collect another feather. Yeah, now basically the rest of the level is just swimming and collecting the antidotes and the feathers. And finishing the level. So yeah, so I guess yeah, this part, like swimming, just like flying, swimming can also be pretty movement intensive. Like swimming optimally is pretty difficult, so that's definitely something a good runner could definitely improve on, I think. Flying and swimming, something that can be optimized a lot more, I think. So yeah, now we can push this button. Okay, if you notice how I jumped there to collect that feather, and I've been doing that the whole game. Like I told you, Eddd does these victory celebrations. Oh, no, okay, sorry, I have to explain this. Now we're actually doing a pretty cool trick. We're going to blowpipe walk up this wall, jump up on this ledge, jump to the specific, find like specific place, with a specific aim. Then we're going to run, fly, let go of the flight, and now you see Eddd disappeared, and we can fly through stuff. And then he appeared again by making the camera go through a wall, a certain kind of wall, we can make Eddd appear again, and we can still fly through stuff. So now we fly through the level to collect this antidote, this is called Dino Skip. Normally, in order to collect this antidote, you'd have to turn into a dinosaur, and yeah, it takes a lot of time. So this saves a lot of time. Yeah, and then you see we just fly under the whole level and go back in bounds there. That's a pretty cool thing. But yeah, what I was saying before is... so yeah, you have to collect these 6 items in every level. And when you collect the last item, the 6th item, Eddd will always do this victory dance. But if you collect the item while in the air, not on the ground, you can skip the victory dance. It's the same for when you collect the 20th antidote in each level. You also have to jump when you collect them to skip the victory dance. And it's also when you kill certain guards, you have to be careful to be in the air. I think they're actually all finished. I think we've killed all of those guards so far, but by being in the air when you kill them, you can skip the victory dance. Okay, so now we get the ability to turn into stuff. By being on certain platforms, we can turn into other characters and stuff. So now we're gonna enter the pyramid. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I should talk a little bit about just the history of this game. So we have... So the first one ever to run this like on the Nintendo 64 was called Grunty. And I think it was like... her time was 2 hours and 20 minutes. She sat it in her run herself, like it was by no means optimized, and she was just trying out running the game, so... And it was actually when I was watching her run that I learned this Z-tap flying thing. So her run, yeah, so credits to Grunty for finding that, actually. And then a runner called the Edddd ran the game and got a 1 hour and 55 minutes. And then I came along and started finding new strats and stuff. And have been steadily bringing the game down to now sub 1.5 hour. Okay, so yeah, now we entered the pyramid, and I think the pyramid and the next level actually, so pyramid and pressure cooker are not very intensive levels. They're kind of like a break. Like after I finish Glacier Cocktail, I can kind of relax because there are no super hard strats here. So, but there's still some cool stuff here. It's not really hard though. So first of all, we can jump up on this guy to gain height and then fly. So we can fly over this lava, and normally you're supposed to have like a pogo stick, which is the next ability we get. So we can actually skip having the pogo stick and collect this antidote. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, the pyramid and the pressure cooker is just kind of, you can kind of chill while playing through those levels. It feels good to get a little break, because there's like the first half is kind of skill intensive. Like a lot of these glitches we saw before, it's all in the first half. So. Okay, so we just kind of damage boost through this part, or just, yeah, we're not waiting for the spikes to go down. Then we have to hit these in a specific order. That brings down this domino, so now we're collecting these dominoes for the dock. Okay, then we go here, and now we're actually about to see a strat which was discovered by Ribshark, a fairly recent a runner who runs the PC version of this game, which is very similar. There are some glitch differences, but yeah, the games, like in general, the games are very similar. So he discovered this. So by shooting this mark right here, and then pressing R right here, now Eddd is turning into this pillar. So basically, what was happening there were two cutscenes playing at the same time, which saves, I don't know, I've never timed it, but it probably saves around 5 seconds. So yeah, credit goes to Ribshark for finding that. Yeah, maybe I should talk a little bit about the PC version and then Nintendo 64 version. So basically, like if you're playing the game casually, there aren't really any differences. But glitch-wise, there are pretty big differences. Because what the PC version can do is do something called early mushroom, and that changes the speedrun a lot. So they can enter a mushroom fight, which we'll see later in the game, early, and then they can skip basically collecting any antidotes. So in the Nintendo 64 version, we have to collect all 160 antidotes, and that takes a lot of time. We have to go out of our way a lot to collect these antidotes. But in the PC version, they can just skip all that. But I really like that we can't skip that in the Nintendo 64 version. It kind of makes this version and the PC version, both of them are then just really unique, which is nice. And I've actually had a lot of fun just making this route for the antidotes and timing all this, and it's been a lot of fun. So I really like having the antidotes in there. But yeah, I should say there's a runner called Eddd, or just Eddd, that's how it's written. A lot of credits to him. He's found a lot of stuff for the PC version, and you should definitely check out. There's a commentated run by. Oh, okay, sorry. Cool thing happening here. We're gonna clip through this wall by going into the corner and then swimming down and making the texture kind of pushes further, and then swimming back up, and then like Edd's resurfacing animation will push him to the wall. But what was I saying? So yeah, there's this commentated version by AlexProctor and SilverSpade, which are a part of the Tonic Trouble community. They run the beta version of the PC game. I think I should also talk a little bit about that. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I'm so confused. Right. So yeah, you should check out Edd's run with Alex and Spade's commentary. That's very nice. And then they really talk about his glitches and all that stuff. Or you should also just check out Ribshark's world record run. That's also very nice. He has the current PC world record run. But anyway, yeah, I was going to talk about this. We have like a Tonic Trouble community. We have like a Discord server where we we have this server and have a little community there. There are 4 games in the series. There is this Nintendo 64 game, there is the PC version, there's the PC beta version, and then there's the Game Boy Color version, which is kind of just a meme game. I'm the only one who's ran that, and that was just as a joke, really. So okay, now I'm actually about to do the most dangerous part of the pyramid level, which is this pogo skip. So I have to fly, C-tap fly low enough to catch this antidote, but high enough to make it above the lava. And if you die there or land in the lava, you lose a lot of time. So that's definitely the most dangerous part in the pyramid, I think. But yeah, definitely, I think I'll link the Discord in the YouTube video. So if you have any interest in speedrunning this game or just any questions or anything, you can feel free to join the Discord. Yeah. So yeah, there's this is the mummy fight. It actually went super well in this this run. Because what can happen is you hit the mummy and it just goes to the it goes to the other end of the room. You can see when you hit it, it starts going in a different path. And like what happens now, he starts going to the other end of the room. But this last one you kill, I actually want that one to go to the other end of the room, because that's where I'm actually going after I kill that. I'm going to hit that sign. So that fight actually went super well. Okay, here I actually make a mistake. I want to jump here and start flying, but I hit the wall, so I fell. Because I want to fly to this side here to collect this antidote. It's a little bit faster if you just fly down there as you jump down, but so slight little mistake there. Now here there's an alternate strat to the one I'm using. You see, when I hit this thing, the room spins, and actually I could continue just after making it spin once, but I make it spin twice because it's just a lot easier to go through this section. You can see I can just run through easy. But if I hit it once, you kind of have to platform, land on this. Well, it's possible to go through, it's just a lot harder. So I like to spin twice. I also got this flight. This is pretty hard to get. So pretty hard to fly through this thing. That was kind of nice. But yeah, like you can see, you just kind of have to run through this stuff. There's nothing really super hard about it. There are some parts, movement-wise, that are, yeah, you can do fast or slow, but there's nothing really super dangerous. Except, yeah, like that pogo skip where you have to get the antidote. That's definitely the most dangerous part. So you can see what I was talking about before. Now, because I'm about to collect the last domino, I want to get it while in the air. So you can see I jump and catch it in the air. Then we talk to Susie. Yeah, that's Susie. And we're out of there. And now we have to go talk to the doc again. Then we're on to the last level. Now, optimally, I would want to fly through this tunnel where I landed. Not so little time lost there. Yeah, and also one thing I should probably mention is running is generally faster than jumping. So you really don't want to jump too much. So it's more optimal to run. So if you can avoid jumping, you should rather just run. So okay, now we talk to the doc and we get our last ability, which is the pogo stick. Don't use it a lot in the game, but yeah, but we need it at certain points. So this is the pogo stick training. Okay, so now we move on to the pressure cooker, the last level. And there, I have a way there, like, we can go out of bounds and get to the pressure cooker early. Like we know a way to do that, but it doesn't save time. So, since you always have to go through all the levels. You have to bring Doc everything. So, okay, you can see now I'm trying to fly and land in the flame, but I always get burned. So this is actually a strat I saw first by Eddd. Eddd found this, I think, but I just really messed it up there. So credits to Eddd for finding this. So yeah, normally you would be able to fly into the flame, and then you could basically run through the flame without, basically like damage boost through the flame without getting this burning animation. But yeah, but I just messed it up. So pressure cooker is definitely, I would say, the most boring level in the game. It's just a series of puzzles. There are no glitches. No real speedrun strats, I would say. There's one section where we kind of skip the pogo stick, but I don't know, it's and you can kind of, yeah, you can see if you look at my best time and my PP time, like there's 4 second difference or 3 second difference. So this split tends to be very just consistent. You don't really lose a lot of time here. Don't really gain a lot of time there. You just have to play through the puzzles. But yeah, so it's a pretty boring level. But like I say, it's also okay to just get the break from all the hard stuff, I think. So both pyramid and pressure cooker are just kind of, you can relax while playing through them. So you can see it's just puzzles. Puzzles, puzzles, puzzles. You kind of just have to learn how to do them and then just do them. Not much to say about this. Yeah, but yeah, about this run in general, like you can see, I'm making a bunch of small mistakes, and yeah, like a few big mistakes, and so this is by no means an optimized run. I just wanted to get sub 1.5 hour, and I just wanted a run which demonstrates all these skips and glitches and stuff, so I could kind of make this commentary, and then hopefully just kind of, I want to pass this on to the next runner. I really hope somebody just crushes this game and gets but yeah, this run is a 1 hour 28 minutes 39 seconds. I think a 1 hour and 27 minutes is that's definitely possible. And like a super optimized run would be a 126. And then of course if we find some new stuff and new routing and stuff, who knows what could happen. But it would be really fun to see somebody get like a 127 or 126. But yeah, of course, I assume there's still a lot of things to be discovered. And I think I've made a very good start. Like I found a bunch of glitches and I found a bunch of strats And yeah, I really feel like this is like a proper speedrun now with... Yeah, it like, I don't know, it feels like a proper speedrun right now with, I don't know, glitches and strats and death warps and, you know, this speedrun-ish stuff. But, like, one man can't optimize a game. It takes a community for that, so... Yeah, I really hope this community expands and we get some good glitch hunters, and... Yeah, I would really love to see somebody find game-breaking glitches and stuff. So I think they're definitely there. Okay, so here, yeah, I might say this is the only part of the level where we do something which actually feels like a speedrun. We're not just playing through the game, because here, instead of using the pogo stick, we just... So you're supposed to use the pogo stick and walk through this, but it's faster to just damage boost through. Just run and jump and run and jump. Now I don't have a lot of health, and I was so nervous when I was playing. So I knew I was on 28 pace, and I was so nervous, so I did this kind of safely, just... Yeah, because if you die, actually, if you die here, you'll lose around 50 seconds, so that's pretty bad. So I did this pretty safely, and I had to use the pogo stick in the end there, but you can make it across without using the pogo stick. Now here there's also a little bit of movement. It can be a little bit tricky, and I actually messed this a little bit up in this run. So yeah, this is just another example of the platforming feeling awkward. So you see, I'm landing on these ledges, not quite making these jumps, and yeah, doing this kind of stupid stuff. So that was not very smooth. So then we go up here, there's a cycle we want to make, it's very easy. Go collect this, go up here, so we want to catch this platform before it goes up. Continue here and collect, turn into a box, go downstairs. Now we have 5 piggies, which is the last item the dock is bringing. No, what? Last item we are bringing to the dock. So, but now you can see this mushroom character appears, and he takes the last pig. So that's basically the reason we need all the antidotes. So in order to enter the mushroom fight, or the mushroom slide, which you'll see later. Oh, I make a mistake there. I talked to Susie twice. That was a stupid mistake. But so yeah, we need these antidotes in order to enter the mushroom fight. So here I opt not to go for the flying strat thing, because I want to keep my health, and I don't want to lose too much health here. So that was actually a pretty bad pressure cooker, I would say. I lose... Yeah, I lose around 11 seconds to my best, which is pretty bad, considering it's such an optimized... or it's a consistent stage. Or consistent level. But okay, so now the doc basically told us we need 160 antidotes to get the last piggy. So now you can see why, like the PC version, they can just enter the mushroom section without having the antidotes and get the last piggy before even entering the pressure cooker. So, but we can't do that on the N64. But like I said, I like that. So now we basically have to backtrack a little bit and get some antidotes in order to reach the 160. This one we're doing right now, this thing of turning into the tomato. Actually, yeah, I forgot to turn into the tomato. But this is the slowest antidote in the whole game. It takes around 37 seconds. So currently this is the slow, like if we were to find any faster antidote, this is the one we would drop. Okay, now we meet the mushroom and he tells us to make some threats or something. Okay, then we should now have 158 antidotes, and we have to go collect the last 2, and then we can continue. And this one can really actually vary in time. Like, so we go down here, collect 1 antidote right there. Then you can see these bugs flying around. We have to kill those 3 bugs. And that just tends to be very messy. Sometimes you just can't seem to kill the bugs, because they just fly away, and they fly in such a random manner. It can get very messy. And they can also hurt you a lot if you don't kill them and land on them. That's why I wanted to keep my health for this section, because I've actually died during that. And that killed my run, so... But, okay, now we have 160 antidotes, so we can enter this mushroom slide. This is the second slide in the game. I actually did that pretty poorly, I think. First section was okay. Got through here without hurting or anything. I think this section was not very good. Yeah, like you see, I land here and I lose all my speed. Then I land into another... right here, yeah, I blow up here, lose my speed. So that was not particularly good. But, okay. And here in the end of the slide, you get this you go super fast here, and at the end, you want to jump really far here, because if you jump very slow, as you can see, Eddd starts walking right here. And if you don't manage to jump far, it takes forever for Eddd to walk all the way there. So you want, that was actually a very good jump over there, the one I did there. So okay, now we enter the mushroom fight, and this is the biggest RNG festival in the whole game. This is probably the worst part about the game. The first half of the fight is just pure RNG, because the mushroom has 4 different attacks that he will do, and he never does the same attack twice in a row, and you have to go through 5 of these. And okay, so the first phase we got here, the spinning platform thing, that's the slowest one. So we immediately started with very bad damage. There are basically 2 slow ones and 2 fast ones. That's kind of how you can think about it. So we finish that and shoot the mushroom. So now we heard him once. Okay, now we can see, yeah, now we get another slow one. This is the second slowest. This also takes a lot of time, because you have to wait for him to shoot 5 times. And then you can shoot him. So that was very slow. So we get, yeah, we started off with very bad RNG. Okay, this is fast. You just kill the mushrooms. This is the third kind of attack. Kill the mushrooms. Those, you can see, you can kill them very fast. And then you shoot the mushroom. What did we get? Yeah, no, we get this again. This is also bad. So now we've gotten 3 bad attacks and 1 good, which is pretty bad. And I actually, I calculated it once, that the difference between the best possible RNG and the worst possible RNG. Oh, okay, wait. Now he's doing the attack we haven't seen yet. This is, I think this is the fastest one. Basically just to swing this fireball back at him, and then that's it. That was the fastest one you can possibly get. But yeah, like I was saying, the difference between the perfect RNG and the worst possible RNG is 70 seconds. So, and yeah, that's pretty huge. Like, that's over a minute. It just varies between RNG. Of course, the odds of getting a perfect RNG pattern is very low, and the odds of getting the worst RNG is also very low. But you can see how losing 30 seconds or 40 seconds to this split is just super easy. So yeah, at this current point in time, even if you get super bad RNG, you can still easily beat my run. So, like, currently this game is not optimized enough for this RNG to be like the deciding factor, but if this game were to become very optimized, like, I'm pretty sure this fight will kill a lot of runs. So, but okay, yeah, then we have this second half of the run, the fight, I mean, where, yeah, you have to shoot him a certain number of times. You go through 3 phases, and he always shoots faster and faster through each one. And this is actually the hardest fight in the game, I think. And it went okay, I think, in this run. It can definitely be done faster. And it would also be really fun to see a very good and skilled gamer like optimize this fight, and like, because yeah, it's pretty hard, and it would be really fun to see someone just get this fight consistent and do it well. But okay, this was decent. Like, this was nothing special, but decent. I think we actually gain time here over my PB. So yeah, now we actually just finished, I think, the hardest part of the game, which is the mushroom fight. Okay, so now we can return to the dock. So now we have all 6 piggies. He can finish his machine, and now we can enter the like final level and the final boss, which is Grok's castle. Now, right at the beginning, okay, so look to the left when I start running, and you'll see a door. Notice that door there to the left? Our holy grail for this speedrun is finding a way to get through that door, because that door brings you right to the final boss, and it would save around 4 minutes. So currently finding a way through that door is like my biggest dream. And actually, I'll link this also in the video. There's a way to skip the part I'm doing right now, called Grok Basement Skip. it's just very difficult, super difficult, and if you mess it up, you'll lose like 15 seconds or something. So, and you just get one shot at it, and it's just super difficult. So I just opt not to go for it. So yeah, I'll link all the strats that are known about that I don't use in this run in the video. But it's possible. Like, it's not. I think a good and a skilled gamer can definitely make it consistent. This strat I'm talking about. And it can save around 30 seconds, so it would also be really fun to see somebody actually implement that into the run. So what the trick is you just fly directly over to the platform where you turn into Super Eddd, and you can just go directly here and open these bars. Okay, then we continue here. Nothing really interesting. We just have to platform through this. Yeah, we actually skip racing this bridge. There was like a button there we could have pressed to race a bridge there, but we can just fly across. And I like to kill this guard right here, just because if he shoots you while you're climbing these stairs, there's a chance you like roll backwards and have to start climbing again. So I just like killing him, so he can mess things up. Now we just finish some puzzles. Nothing really interesting here. Just have to finish the puzzle. This is like a tiny small room. So we just go right through. And now coming up is one of the biggest time saves in the game. I think it saves just over 3 minutes. And it's something I discovered, but it was Red Jinjo, so he told me about this door that's kind of like it was acting strangely. You could kind of partially clip through it, and he said it was just a really funky door, and he said like you should check it out. And so I did. I checked it out, and after maybe 15 minutes of just messing around at the door, I clipped through it. And so yeah, we fly here. Normally you're supposed to go around and gather a bunch of platforms and stuff to get over there, but we just fly there. And then we don't have a consistent way to do this. We just wiggle the analog stick to the left and right pretty fast and hope he goes through. And he went through. So, and this can actually kill runs, because sometimes this will just take a long time, and sometimes he'll fall to the right and die, and you'll lose 40 seconds to just going to the door again. So that was actually very nice, and you can see I'm just 1 second from my goal, and so that was a super smooth clip. So yeah, this is always like you're always super nervous about coming to that. So for any future runners, like finding a consistent method for getting through that door would be a huge improvement to this run. Because this is it really just feels like RNG. There's no real skill to it, I think. And yeah, this has killed this has killed a few runs of mine. This door. Just not getting through it or dying. And even dying a few times. But okay, now we just entered the final boss, which is Grok. The first part is this front view camera running, escaping Grok part. And I don't know if you can see it, I'm super nervous at this point when I'm running the game, so yeah, maybe you can see it the way I'm just jumping all over the place at some points, because I'm panicking, I don't remember where all the like fences are and stuff. Okay, then we fly down here, and this is always a bit spooky as well, because it has happened at least 2 times that he just soft locks there. Like Eddd just lands there and just won't move. I don't know why, and I don't know what triggers it, so I'm always a little bit scared. Okay, here I have to be very quick, turning into Super Eddd. And then you can see there's this I go up to a texture there, right there, there's like a lighter texture. I press A and then B right away. And then with these 2 rocks, you kill Grok just in, this is like basically a fast cycle. Because if you don't get this fast cycle, it takes a lot more hits for him to go down there. So yeah, you definitely want to get this first cycle. Okay, now coming up is a strat that actually Red Ginger discovered. So by staying here at the corner and just shooting all these marks at the right time, and then jumping and flying and holding C, you can. So the intended way to do that whole thing is to jump off the platform and fly around the room. But Red Ginger discovered this, you can just shoot this is a lot faster, just shooting the marks while on the platform. And then Grok will do make these balls appear, these glowing balls. And what I do is, there are 5 balls. I intentionally run into the 4th and the 5th ball that appear. Now you could run into more of them, but so each ball will be there for a specific amount of time, and by basically destroying the 4th and the 5th ball, you make that whole, how do I say it? Basically it saves around 4 seconds, and you can do this 2 times to save around 8 seconds overall. It's pretty dangerous if you're low on health. And you could also, like I say, go for 3 balls, like destroying the 3rd, 4th and the 5th. But I like to just do 2, play it pretty safe. Now there's also, like I do it here, I chase the 4th ball and then I go and chase the 5th ball. Like you can see, I'm getting also hit just by Grok and stuff, so I like to keep some health just for the fight itself. Okay, so now I'm doing this the 3rd time, right? And I also want to mention something Ribshark found. Is there's this phase which a rock falls down and you have to hit the rock to make like Grok's armor open. But by just spamming this point, you can actually skip that rock part and just hurt Grok right away. So credits to Ribshark for that. So there are like a bunch of small strats to make this last phase of the fight a lot faster. Which is pretty fun, but also it can be very intense. I was very, very nervous when I was running that. But okay, yeah, so you can see that's the final time, 1 hour, 28 minutes, 39 seconds. I'm actually very proud of this. There are still a ton of my mistakes, like I said, and like I say, like a 127 would be super nice. And I think even a 126, well, that would be like a god run. A 126 would be truly epic. And you can see my sum of best segments is 126.07. I think I still haven't optimized every split, so I think this can probably be brought down probably like 30 or 40 seconds just from this round. And if we add even more strats in, like this can't be lowered by like 1.5 minutes or something. So yeah, a 26 should definitely be possible for a good gamer and some grinding. But yeah, that was Tonic Trouble for the Nintendo 64. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, so definitely I'll link the Discord server. Definitely, if you have any questions or if you have any interest in running the game, or just any questions, or just even if you just want to lurk server, anybody's welcome. So yeah, and yeah, I kind of just want to thank the whole community for everything. It's like I say, I've been running this game for 2 years. I've been steadily just finding strats and slowly making this time go lower and lower. And when I started running the game, the world record was 1 hour and 55 minutes. So I don't know. I never would have imagined the time going this low when I started. So yeah, it's been a super fun journey, just glitch hunting this and routing, and yeah, and I've made friends. I made a lot of friends through the Discord servers, and yeah. So I don't think I have anything more to say. Hope you have a pleasant day. All right.